whether he's got a head snap, he has level change, boom, and Cam is just gonna get his guard closed right at the end. So that's what I want to start off with. So if you're new to double leg, if Cam is left leg lead, Drew is also left leg lead, all right? Drew first tied down with a single collar tie and added a head snap. Now, if we are gonna use a single collar tie approach, we cannot be locked into our opponent. A little more longer space, so we got the head snap. We have the head snap, Cam bounces back up, and then Drew shoots a shot. What Drew had a really nice job, you saw his level change there. He really got over his chest, over knee, drove right through the hole. Learning the level change and boom, just burst through him into your guard. It's kind of him retaining guard, but that's a good feeling on a double that I'm essentially tackling someone with a little strategy, okay? So strong level change, burst through the hole. I step in my level change. Now my shoulder to drive through first, boom. That makes first contact, and then my knee comes down. Boom, all right? What some of you guys are doing is you're doing this, okay? I have no forward momentum. I'm gonna get sprawled and flattened out, all right? Wizard or whatever. So I have to get him on his heel first, then I can finish my double. So all of this is just to get my range so I can fire through, bam. And that's what I should, but my shoulder hits first, knee comes down to the ground because that's an eventuality. I'm not shooting my knee down first just to do it for the sake of putting my knee down. My knee's going down because I make connection with my opponent first, so I'm continuing going forward. This is the challenging thing to deal with. I love playing closed guard because it fits my body style really well. It might be a little shorter, and we're kind of built a little differently. We have shorter legs compared to torso. It might not be your best option, but you will be in closed guard at some point. All right, the big thing about this is posturing and getting to force his hips down. If Cam has an active guard, I'm in his range, he's getting on a hip looking for angles, I'm just gonna get fucked up, okay? So, but if I can keep his posture down and anchor him down, his hips and limit his movement, then I can start passing. All right, sometimes I like to think about this as a top-down approach. If Cam is really good at bringing me down, and I'm forced to be here, we're gonna look to get the inside control. And if you think about sometimes we do, we're striking, we'll have kind of our basic oh shit defense. That applies here too. If I have an inside control, and now I can get my hands to the inside of his biceps and arms, I can start wedging a little bit. So when I get a wedge, I think about, loosen up really quick for a second. I'm thinking about getting my palms in his the upper part of his chest, not into his armpit where he can squeeze and break my wrist. I want to kind of jam his shoulders to the ground, then my elbows are gonna be tight to his hips, okay? So I'm nice in here. I'm gonna start working my body back. So I slide a little bit to my right, and my left knee will come right in his, basically right in his butt, and I then, again, glide this leg out. At this point in time, it's all about hips, or about his ribs. I need to start bringing my body or arms closer to him to keep him further away. I'm not letting him regain space. I created all this. I want to reinforce it now, okay? So when we're here, and I start wedging, going backwards, it really doesn't matter what hand. I keep my right hand, go to my left, or keep my left hand, go to my right. And I start building. And as I build, I start, again, shifting my weight to his right, and now I'll split his guard, okay? Important move here. I think I'm waving my knee open, and then regaining the center, okay? So again, over here, boom. Here, start wedging out, create the space, building, and regaining the center, okay? So, Cam's giving me the first pass. He's giving me, stay right there, most logically, he's gonna start turning in, so he's giving me what we call a knee out pass. My knee is almost like my laser pointer. What direction am I gonna go? So I'm gonna go to my left right now, and I bring my knee over his head and my arm, so my knee over his thigh, so my instep actually traps his thigh down, and my head follows my knee, my hand follows my knee, and I get control of his head, and then I get my gable grip, all right? And I shift my weight forward, and I get a windshield wiper. So I take my right foot, and now bring that left foot over, and then add a little hip switch to clear his legs. Now I have a nice tight side. Whole thing. Here again, I got beaten down, boom, boom, boom. Create some wedges, finding his ribs. Cam's got a nice six pack. Yeah, so I grab, find his ribs. You got a little chub like me, you put it right in the belly. Okay, you go grab the chub, but it makes a good handle, all right? So shift your weight, knee in the middle, okay? And already my knee is kind of pointing the direction I want to go. So I go doing like another double leg shot. Don't make the mistake of removing this hook. This is keeping his guard open and allowing you to pass. If I take this hook off, Cam now has half guard. I have another battle to deal with. Open up again. So now once I get it in, I just have to finish by getting this leg over. So I bring it over, so I trap his leg. Now my left knee comes to his hip. One more time. Here, boom, working back, building my base. Knee over. Sorry about that. Boom. Again, Drew will hit a double leg on Cam. Boom. And then Cam gets his closed guard, and then Drew builds his base up. Left knee in the middle, and then knee out pass. Oh. Yeah, boom. Sloppy, but correct. One more time to see if they can take something a little bit. Keep that left foot over his thigh before, even after you get your right leg out. Keep him stable down. Okay. You know, left foot, okay? Shoots. Nice shot. Cam recovered Kane's guard. Drew wedges in. Frames out. Now knee comes over, keeps that instep, windshield wipers, much better job. Very, very similar to a double leg. So first, whether off a post hand, I'm clearing. Whether off an arm drag, I'm clearing. I may just have a guy 2-on-1 and I pull, okay? If I use a 2-on-1, I kind of pull down into the middle, so he's anchored. Now my rear leg comes in first, shoots through the hole. Boom, okay. What's very important about this is that when I'm finishing this takedown, my left hand has to be to the hip, okay? I did this takedown this morning, come up really quick, especially off the arm drag. And while you may succeed in getting a takedown, if I hit an arm drag and don't bring my left hand to his opposite hip, it actually turns into a back take for him. So here, as I come down, Cam thinks about re-dragging me. And I just get taken my back, okay? My back gets taken, okay? So, during this takedown, I'll do it with an arm drag. I have to then continue my drag to his opposite hip. So I punch through and get the actual takedown, okay? So right from here though, I'm gonna stand up and Cam's gonna bring his feet right around my hips, okay? He doesn't have to, I don't want you stepping forward like we did in earlier weeks where he grabbed the grip. We're staying outside, my hands are kind of right on the tops of his shins, not grabbing his feet, I can, but right around here for now when we finish up, okay? So one more time. So hit the clear, shuffle, boom, pop up, right at the end of his feet. Sometimes it's better to start guard pass standing. In fact, most of the time when I do want to pass a guard, I will work to stand up first, then try to pass a guard because it's easier. I have more mobility. I can see more of the left play. Doesn't mean I'm not risking my leg for entanglements and for him to get leg locks and shit. But overall, it's a better passing strategy in my mind. Okay, so let's talk about now from a seated guard perspective. If this is MMA, he will not be presenting you this. But if you're Jiu-Jitsu, this is a very, very vulnerable position on both sides. I can do a lot to him, but if I bring my legs close to him, he has such a modern leg lock game, I am going to be in trouble. So first thing I do, I have to remove his hands from the equation, okay? Make it harder for me to use them. So I want to put them on his ass, which means I'm attacking his feet. I don't come in like a dumbass, flat-footed, so I get swept and all that. I come in like I'm level changing, maybe I'm working his head first, and whatever leg he's presented, whether it's one leg or two leg, I'm gonna grab it, start flipping and driving him back. Now for this particular one, as I drive him back, my hands are then travel to his shins, and I'm gonna be my strong left leg lead, and I'm almost pinning his hips down, flattening him out a little bit. I wanna remove his mobility further, so by flattening him out on his spine, it's gonna lock him in for a minute, all right? And then I'm gonna start choosing a direction. If I feel better to my left, I'm gonna start shifting his legs just a little bit, okay? And right now I'm at the end of his feet, so I've kind of stapled him for a second, and now I'm gonna work to beat his knees. So I'll shift him, I can be very aggressive with this shift, or I just start moving and my leg comes clear and staples his hip, okay? One of my favorite ways of passing, in my mind, I gotta beat the feet, the knees, get to the hip, okay? So if I can get quickly, slide in here, well, I've got a great opportunity to pass now. Now my hands play an important play. I've kept it kind of stapled, sorry, okay? Yeah. Okay. I'm stapling his chest down, my knees into his hip, my hands on his thigh, and now I just reverse my knee on belly. So I'm now facing him and can do some other submissions. I can start going the other way too, all right? I can shift his legs this way, take a walk-through step, and have that same approach. Reverse knee on belly, knee on belly. Or I start cross-stepping. If I'm left leg lead, I cross-step, and now right knee on belly. If I'm left leg lead, I cross-step to right knee on belly, okay? This basically like a throw by passing, Toriano passing, is white belt to black belt, something you use, it's meat and potatoes. It's almost like a jab in fighting. Like, you need it. You need to have that feel. I don't care what level you are. The idea of shifting his legs to one side of the body and taking his space is vitally important. In fact, I think that's like almost like, if you put that in your mind, passing becomes a lot easier. And when we're flipping someone, one of their main reactions sometimes, say I'm flipping them, and I'm coming here, they start backward rolling out, and kind of just reset their guard. They almost like, if I start that forward energy, they kind of reaffirm that forward energy, and just back roll out. Or what Cam's opponent did, he was very good at being a little scooter and getting his butt back and away, so when Cam tried to flip him, he scooted his body away, and Cam didn't really have a good grip. So what we want to think about is now as we flip, we're gonna have like sticky hands. So as I flip, my hand's gonna rotate, boom. So I came here, and as I elevate, my thumb comes in, and now I have a C grip, and now I'm gonna start pushing him to his side. As I push him to the side, I'm gonna fold my body in, okay? So prevent him from running. If he does run, he essentially gives me right up the triangle. Oh, not triangle, his back. So, come back up. I flip, I start pushing, jamming, and I need to get my knee in there, but I'm now just kind of collapsing him down in from here, okay? Now, the next kind of version of this is something that's a little more applicable, that someone has a very good dynamic guard here. Instead of trying to push it forward, we come down, and they get a double lock, okay, or double unders. So I don't want to just stay here and pass. If he's good at shrimping, he'll get away. So I walk in and get my knees right underneath his hips. So now I removed all his mobility. Now I choose a side. I'm gonna go to my left. So my left hand grabs his shoulder on my toes, and I'm driving my shoulder into Cam's shoulder. Feels good, doesn't it? And then pass his guard, okay? I'm being a little bit even more of a dick by taking my forearm right across his jugular, or right across his trachea, and flattening him down. Great pass. In the gi, you can submit him if you have the belt at the end. Okay, so again, as I flip my hands, I ride down, my knees come underneath his spine so he has no hip mobility. I choose a side, I'll go to my right now. Right grabs his shoulder, I drive my shoulder in to his shoulder and pass the guard. Common mistake, these people try to do stuff like this. And all he does is recover, okay? Think about just making everything come together. And that's what makes a pass work. And iron, boom. Stands up, and right to this little simple stack pass, okay? Drew's turn, one more time. Drew was smart there. Cam gave him right leg lead. Drew automatically switched. He knew what he was doing. Now flip him, walk him down,